Can y'all see us? Are we in the building? Oh, can y'all see? Oh, 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 oh. Yes, we together. Girl, why you ain't talk? I had this on.
Hi
Hi, y'all.
y'all. We're live.
We's live, like together.
Yes, same area, same vicinity.
Oh,
Welcome to the Coley Crowns. I'm Ashante.
and I'm Lori, and welcome to our Queen House.
Yes. So let me apologize ahead of time because it's pollen got me.
Yeah, me
So
too.
me sneezing and sniffling and all of that.
Same.
But I'm here, down here in Georgia.
As you can see,
Oh.
we are in the woods.
In the
Okay.
woods.
Yes.
Bugs, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a special live with the Coley Crowns where we are recapping Love is Blind season 4. So if you follow us, you know we recap Married at First Sight. We'll be doing that too on another live, another day, maybe next week. Recapping it in 2 weeks. We gotta figure that out, y'all.
We will.
Sorry. But today's episode is Love is Blind.
Yes.
So we go talk about the couples, what we thought, did we think they were going to get married or not, what have you. Hopefully you've watched now the last episode of the season, right? That came out on Friday.
Yes.
And then tomorrow is the live reunion. That should be interesting.
Mm-mm-mm.
So let's start. Oh wait, before we start, I always forget this part. Subscribe to our channel. You
Yes.
know, come check us out. Talk to us in the comments.
Yes.
You know, even if you don't watch this live, leave your comments. You know, we talk about whatever the topic is. So,
Yes.
okay, now we can get started.
Oh,
Go ahead, Laura. Who's the first couple?
can I just say, I was late to the Love Is Blind party. Okay, I started on season 2,
2.
and it was just okay. Then I went to season 3, and then I restarted back to season 1.
Mm-hmm.
And season 4 has been the best Love Is Blind season
Ew.
by far. There's still love story there. There's drama there.
Ooh,
it was just
drama.
so interesting to me. So I love the season 100%. All right. Well, it's live. Go.
So yes, as we said, this is a live event happening right now. So she had to go tend with her child. So this season, season 4, definitely was like the most drama filled season. This was interesting. I started watching it like probably after the second set of episodes came out and had to go back and watch. And she was like, "Girl, you need to go watch. You need to catch up. We need to talk about it." And we were trying to decide if we were going to try to do a live or recap after every drop, but too much life. So we just decided to watch it all and then do this one live recap. So I'm gonna be like just talking until she comes back so that we can recap this together. Um, but let us know. Are you a fan of Love Is Blind? Which season have you liked the most so far? I'm just talking, trying to kill time.
Yeah. Oh, you could have started. I'm sorry.
And then have you? It's supposed to be a discussion.
Okay, let's start with a couple. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Which one shall we start with? Um, should we do? I want to start with Micah and Paul.
Micah and Paul. Okay.
Get them out of here. Okay.
Oh, she said get them out of here.
Please. All right. Well, so we're gonna have to
yeah. You're gonna have to start kind of from the beginning in the pods.
Yes. So
how they got there.
Let's talk about Micah then.
Okay.
Micah, interesting name for a woman. I think this is the first time I've ever heard of
for a
girl to be named Micah, but it kind of fits. It's kind of unisex, but I would never thought it was unisex if I first heard it, but it fits.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of had this whole mean girl ish thing going with Irina.
The Russian spy. That was my nickname for her. Yes. Why
you're okay? Like wasn't ready for that, but okay. Yes, her and Irina were kind of a little mean girly. And I'm wondering if I don't know what they had with each other that made them mean girls, because separately they didn't seem like they would have this big moment if they weren't connected. You know what I mean? So, but definitely together, they were like laughing at people while they were crying. They were like breaking up happy homes. It seems like
Breaking up happy.
they were just terrible, and I was like, "Is this the show? Is Mean Girls Love Is Blind?" I don't know. I was very confused by them. But anyways, Micah was in a one of those. It's not a love triangle because it was four of them, kind of. But
Four? Who are you counting?
well, because I'm just counting the four.
The two with him,
Yes.
and then the two with the other guy.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Kwame and Micah. What do
A
you
love
think
square.
about the love square? What do you think about them? Just based on what because we didn't see. To me, we didn't see enough to.
Who you said?
Kwame and Micah.
Oh, Kwame and Micah.
Yes.
I didn't get it. I didn't see enough for them to have this such a deep connection with
That
each
he was
other.
balling.
Like, yeah, I didn't see it either. First off, right away when he came on screen and introduced him, I already knew who he was gonna be picking. Right, I wasn't no confusion there. So then it was between Micah and Chelsea, which we'll talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he just seemed to have really fell for Micah, and I'm like, but why? Like, what? They didn't show anything to lead me to believe that he would have. Either one of them, actually, him or Chelsea. I could see it with Chelsea a little bit more, but I didn't see anything where it was this real connection. Like, they didn't really. I don't remember them talking about anything deep that they had in common.
Nothing. I think Chelsea willed Kwame to be with her. She's just like, to me, like she manifests and kind of like smothers people with her love. Like when she's into you, it just feels like you can't escape it. Like very pleasing, but also Kurt. Like I was surprised at her trajectory throughout the show because I felt one way at one point and another way at another point. But before we get to them fully, I agree. I did not see enough of Micah and Kwame to be like, why did you love this girl so hard? I also don't think that she loved him like that.
She didn't. I think she liked the attention.
Yes.
That's all that was. Yes. She liked that she was in the middle of the tension. I think she liked Paul, but because Kwame liked me and he was trying to torn between him and the other girl, she got to kind of be the one to let him down and say no. But she wasn't really into that man.
I agree with that. I feel like she was playing with that man and she didn't realize how much he was going to be hurt by it. Especially with his horrible laugh, his HR response.
His HR response.
And I'm like, sir, just you can have emotions when you talk to people, but I think there's lots of historical reasons why he talks the way how he does, or the way how he projects as if nothing's wrong.
Right.
But I was just like very confused about that match altogether. But he was heartbroken when that girl said, "Yeah, no."
Nah,
because he wanted to marry her in like 3 days. Like 3 days. And she was just like,
that quick.
No.
I mean, I guess you can't be too surprised because of the concept of the show. But at the same time, y'all didn't have any depth. Like, y'all didn't have anything to be like, that's who you want to pick and that be your wife. It did just kind of like, she was like, yeah, you're moving a little too fast for me.
Yeah, I want to see what else is happening out here.
She's like, I got all these other people I'm trying to date and see who up in these pods.
Hello.
Which is where Paul comes in, right? So Micah and Paul, that's her. She was between Kwame and Paul. She decided to go with Paul. Paul's this scientist who initially I was like, I don't see this working out. I don't see this connection at all.
Yeah.
But then, that whole opposite attract, like, okay, she can pull a little bit more out of him and then vice versa. Aesthetically, I'm like, they look like they could be a cute couple, but I still didn't really see anything that would make me want to root for them.
Yeah, I didn't feel no love story there at all.
It was just like, okay, we're dating and we're just gonna date, and then I'm not feeling you, let's go. but this is supposed to be marriage at the end of the line here.
Right.
Like, I didn't see that coming with the two with them. And Paul had another girl, I don't remember her name, who actually I thought would have been worked out a little better.
Oh,
with
Amber.
Amber, yes.
Well, Amber has been married 2 times, and she was on this matchmaking dating show on TV. Amber.
Yeah. Yeah.
She needs to go on like Married at First Sight. She needs somebody else to pick for her. She apparently is not picking the right people. So this is not the show for you, Amber. I'm sorry.
That aside, though,
Okay.
like her and the conversation that they had, I saw that more of a match than I
Yes.
saw him with.
That is
Micah.
true. But see, okay. Now we go back to what I said about Chelsea, how she manifested and willed it and kind of smothered Kwame. I feel like Micah did that with Paul. She gave this man an ultimatum and was like, yo, I'm into you. I'm also into these other people, but I will shut that down if you're ready to tell me where you at right now.
He wasn't ready.
And he was not ready to make that decision, and he still was like forced into making that decision before he was really ready. Not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
Not.
And even with once they got engaged, right? They ended up picking each other, got engaged, and when they were having this whole conversation again, how you gonna marry somebody and you even have these conversations about where you gonna live?
Where you gonna live? Where do you live right now?
That too.
Michael, where do you actually live? Do you live in Seattle, or is your mama and your daddy there?
That was my next question. How you can afford to live in 2 different states? How does that work?
She lives in Arizona.
She lives in Arizona.
And she wanted to be on this show. You do not live in 2 states like that.
Yeah. So that was a big red flag right there. And they were talking, and she was like, yeah, I want to like be between here and Arizona. And he's looking like, what?
No.
Mind you, he's like a marine biologist or something like that. Where he gonna do that in Arizona?
Megan, hey girl. Arizona don't work.
They kicked her to Seattle. That's why.
Oh my gosh. Oh, well, thanks for watching, Megan. I'm glad to know that y'all don't worry. I just was like, girl, what are you doing? And like Ashante said, what do y'all talk about in the pods for all this time?
It should not be a surprise.
It's not. I'm just so confused. Anyways, I'm trying to think, did they have any major things happen in the dating, like not dating, but the fiance courting period? I don't think anything happened with them.
No. There really wasn't nothing.
They made their own rings. I thought that was kind of cool.
Cute. She got along with his mom, so then like they were gonna have any issues between the parents.
Yes. Oh, her dad's name is Paul.
Yeah, that was so
and I was like, okay, another Paul. All right. And then his dad's name is Paul too. So
his dad's name was
yes,
Paul?
He's a Paul Jr. Because when it showed at the wedding, I was like, Paul Sr. Wait, how many Pauls are at this wedding? They got 3 Pauls at this wedding.
So he's a Paul, his dad is a Paul, and then her dad is a Paul.
Yes.
And potentially they would have had kids.
They're not having no kids because this was never going to work.
And therefore it did not. So yes, so wedding day, anything to talk about with them getting ready, like even her buying the dress. I thought her dress was pretty. It was very simple.
A wedding dress?
It was very, very simple, but I thought it was
I didn't
pretty.
see that as a wedding dress. I'm not gonna say it was ugly. It was a very nice dress.
It wasn't
for
what
like
you
a ball.
used to think for wedding, right?
Yes.
It did not. It was very, very simple.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty. So yes, okay. So they get to the wedding. Oh, we even talk about her friend, Shelby.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we gotta talk about her. So Micah has this friend who her name is Shelby, right?
Shelby.
She introduces her to Paul at some other friend's birthday party, but then it just became all about them.
It did not seem like it was anybody's birthday
party.
Right? I was like, was there a cake? Did anybody sing happy birthday? It was so
weird.
random. Okay.
But she we thought Micah, right, was kind of acting like the mean girl back in the pods. Shelby is the mean girl.
Shelby is nobody's friend.
Right.
Shelby is not this. We'll get to it. Shelby is not that girl's friend. It was so strange. Like her attitude, and I understand having being protective of someone because this is a weird process. You don't know what people's motives are. You really love your friend, so you kind of want to push that other person to see what they're made of a little bit, right? But they were being so disrespectful to Paul.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I don't care. But I think maybe he was saying it's not like he didn't care about her because he don't know her. But I think he was just like, I don't really care about your opinion of me. That's how it seemed. But they were taking it like, what do you mean you don't care? Like, you don't care? Like, what is it? They were drunk. That's how you sound when you like slurring. Like, I don't know. It's like, you guys should not be meeting. First of all, you shouldn't be meeting anybody drunk like this for the first time and trying to have a real conversation with somebody. This is not going to work. This is already a bad idea from the beginning. Just call it a night. And Paul was off in the ceiling somewhere having a drink by himself.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just leave y'all because y'all doing a little too much.
But
to the point of this friend who was inserting herself into this relationship, telling Micah this is not it. He's not the one. You just met him. You don't know nothing about this man, first of all. But also, she was like, in previous relationships, she's had a say in Micah's,
which is ridiculous.
Too much. You too involved into these relationships, and back to that being a friend. She's not really a friend. She's just there to be, I don't know, just to be watching and manipulate her, see what she can do, and maybe have Micah rely on her. So she's not a friend to Micah, but Micah is her friend. If that makes sense.
I could see that.
Shelby was real, and then she was wicked. So wedding day, we get down. They say their little comments to each other. You know how much they love each other and blah 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 and all of that. And I did like how Micah was like, Paul, I'm gonna let you speak first. Tell me, how do you feel?
Man,
because she knew it, and she even said later she was away. So if he said yes, she would say yes. If he said no, she was gonna say no.
That means she knew.
She knew.
Why go through all of this? Get out. You gonna invite your whole, like, it's not even like we've seen weddings in the past where people don't even really invite people they know. Okay, like their family is not for this. Their friends are far away or whatever, and it's be a bunch of random people that they met yesterday.
Right, going to the wedding. I need some sleep fillers. Right.
But your family, your mama who had some kind of health issue, your daddy, like your friends who's not really friends are there, and you're gonna go through this whole thing knowing this man's gonna say no.
He's gonna say no.
That's like the most interesting part of this show is that you know you're gonna go up there and say no. You know this.
So when we talk about Married at First Sight, right, we talk about these couples about like how they stay in it for so long. Like the wedding's already done, so you see why you just stay in it until it is.
You already married.
But this is different. Now you in it, and you have to go through it until
get dressed.
You don't have to go through it.
You don't
until the wedding. You could say this is not it, and I'm gonna just go ahead and bounce, and not have to go through all of that. Because it's said families coming in from out of town. You still got to put together like a wedding. I mean, they're primarily putting it together for you, but you still got some say.
Do they get money or something?
They have to get something.
Is this the first season that somebody didn't go to the altar? I know we're gonna get to them, but is this the first time that's ever happened?
You know my memory shot, so I don't remember any. I don't recall any other seasons that nobody made it. Everybody made it or said yes or no.
Went to, like, they went to the altar. So that's, I'm like, is there an incentive? Because they need something to film. This is a TV show, right?
Mm.
So I'm wondering, like, people were just like, forget this. Like,
Most people did what?
Right. They pay for, your housing, all this kind of stuff. Maybe there's an incentive to get you to the altar to say your answer there. But I just feel like that is cutthroat to know you're going to say no. Get dressed, have your friends there, do a toast.
Everybody.
Yes, we're getting married. Have the other person's family come there just to be like Bartice and Nancy, and then you just gonna say no.
Nancy
and then they
family
want
was ready to fight. Yes. Nancy family was ready to fight. Oh, that was last season.
I'm sorry. He been in the news. He just had a baby. I don't know.
Oh. For real? Okay. Wait, is this something?
Bartice just had a baby. He was on Love is Blind, and then he was on Perfect Match, and now he has a baby. It's a whole, I'll show you. Okay. Anyways, it just seems so terrible to do that to someone, even if you like them as a friend.
Yeah.
But to say someone you fell in love with,
I love you,
in 10
still
days,
in front of their face saying I love you and all of this,
that'd be the worst. You would have had a whole speech about how much I love you, how I'm so blessed that you're in my life, blah blah blah, and be like, yeah, but I don't want to marry you though. You could have told me this late, and then have the nerve to sometimes be like, I still want to date you. No, not after you embarrass me like this. No,
we already married. Now you want to go divorce and start dating?
It's a no for forever. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm sorry. I went.
So did we even get to the point of Paul said no?
I'm sorry.
Sorry to get there. So Paul says no. Michael lets him speak first, and he, during like the beginning of the wedding, as he's preparing, he's kind of like, yeah, I haven't really decided if it's yes or no, but all that's for TV. Yes. They try to keep us engaged. You know your answer. So he gets up there and he's like, you know what? Really, I have to say no. It was the right decision.
Absolutely.
It was the right decision. And then Micah, she's there, and then she goes running off, and she's upset, and then her friend.
Oh my God.
Her friend.
Oh my God.
Shelby gonna be like, just smiling. So I'm like, yes, that's what I wanted. That's how I wanted it to go. Something along those lines. Girl, this is your friend.
You are on camera.
You know the camera. You know the camera right in your face.
I hope they're not friends. Smiling. Micah, I hope you and Shelby not friends.
At least not after this.
That's what I mean. Like, now, I hope this is because this is a while ago, right? Don't they film these
this is like last
a year and a half or something?
I think just it was 1 year. I think it was like last fall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was last fall.
Really? I heard they do like. Okay, maybe not. Okay.
I heard too. They were filming multiple seasons at one time.
Yeah,
but it's not because DC. They still trying to cast and find people in DC. Because they did DC, I think Denver and Seattle. They start casting
next.
So I think they're filming Denver now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Oh, sidebar.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, girl, did she just say that?
And then nobody ran after poor Micah. Like,
I thought they did.
He went did, first,
and then her mom went.
Yeah, but like she was like already gone.
I feel like that's right behind. I feel like some of it.
Like they're like, wait.
Yes.
Wait.
I think,
go.
I can see that there's people I think that don't care about all that. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be there. Will jump up as soon as they'll just be like, nah, I'm going with my friend. I don't care what you say. Mm-hmm. But I do think a lot of it is kind of like, let them talk. Let them get a little. Yeah, I could see all of that being produced so they can get the shot and be like, ooh, let's see what they're gonna say and blah 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 blah. But that girl left. She didn't fall down the hill or anything. That's fresh in my mind. But yeah, that was a great breakup. Y'all didn't need that in your lives. And Mikey, you could go live in. Oh no, you can't even go to Arizona.
Megan said
don't come back here. Sorry. So I don't know. Stay in Seattle with Shelby. I don't know. Anyways.
Well, I think somebody's gonna be free soon. Maybe they can explore that if they would like.
No, because we still don't see it, but we can move on to them.
I don't, but saying what's gonna happen after the show. So yes, moving to the next couple.
Yes.
Kwame and Chelsea.
Kwame
is on here for TV.
Well,
I heard.
Y'all heard too? that he applied to be on Married at First Sight in DC, no less. Okay, season 10. I don't know how long ago that was in real years, because we're on 14 now, but I don't know how long ago that was. But that he tried to go for that. So did he used to live in DC? I didn't hear those details. Or is he just hopping around trying to find something like McKinsey?
Oh, casting call. I was just about to say like McKinsey, right? Oh, casting call in Seattle. Let me go to Seattle. Oh, wait, there's another one down here. Let me go here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Perhaps he was living in the DC area at the time.
Maybe.
And applied then, and then happened to move out to the West Coast.
But I'm confused by Kwame. Okay, Kwame.
Alex Kwame.
Alex. And I didn't know that was his actual name.
Either.
I thought he was
trying to go with a white name, his white name, you know.
His
American name. Sorry, yes.
And I was like, oh my god.
But no, Alex is his real name.
So he was an ex-soccer player. I don't know for what country, because he said he was overseas. So he comes over, and I'm still, for the life of me, today, watch the whole season today. Why does he want to get married? Because there's plenty of shows, but there's plenty of shows where you could be on TV, but not a marriage show. Like, why do you actually want to get married? Because the things that he would say didn't sound like someone who actually wanted to be a husband. So I was just like,
what? That's a good question. There's a lot of the reality TV shows you could join.
Plenty. Big Brother. You could do Survivor. There's so many things that you can do to be on TV. You're close enough to California. I'm sure there's plenty of casting calls there. Looks like you're willing to move anywhere but Seattle.
I'm ready to say
anywhere but Seattle to be on TV. So I don't understand why he really wants to get married, because he just did not seem like, usually there's a trajectory of like, I'm preparing myself to be in a relationship. He was just like, but no, I want my life. And you're supposed to come into my life. Right. And do what I say. Yeah. And that was it. Yeah. And he wasn't 20-something. Weren't these people like 30-something? Let me see how old.
I don't know how old Kwame was. He might have been his early 30s.
I think, he's in his 30s. So it's not like, I can see a 20-something-year-old be like, I don't want kids right now. I just want to travel. I just want to do this. But, sir, you weren't ready to settle down yet.
He did not. And I'm glad you brought that up, because as I think back on his when he's dating in the pods or his confessional, he never does like really lay out a foundation of, I want to get married, I want this, I want that, like this whole family. It never really
nothing. I've always wanted kids or like nothing. He's 32. Chelsea's 30.
Okay. I just feel like he is almost one of those men who are just like, okay, I'm supposed to settle down and do this. So, okay, let me go ahead and
probably
go down this route.
Because his siblings were married. And I heard a rumor.
Ooh,
did you hear that?
No.
About his sister, saying that wasn't really his sister.
No.
I don't believe that, though. They're on TV. Somebody would know that that's
right.
His sister.
Like, you're lying if you do that.
But then
I hadn't heard that. But now I did think, they could have flew out there. Never mind. I was about to say, so are they living out there? Like, where are they coming from?
But I think they flew out there.
Yeah. Everybody except the mama
and the daddy, though. But it looked like the daddy's hip tied to the mama, because they were like
still together.
Well, because they were both like, Dad is so happy for you, blah, 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 but he wasn't there. So that to me tells me maybe he's still with his mom.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking maybe they're not, but he just didn't come. Who knows? I mean, yeah.
But that's another thing that pissed me off about Kwame. You know your mama is not for this.
You African dude. You know
that she was never, no matter who you picked, unless it was a Ghanaian princess that somehow ended up on this show, you knew this lady was not going to be happy, not going to come to your wedding, not going to give you a blessing. So why are you surprised and be like, well, I just don't know. I can't give you my name. You can't give your name? I've never heard of this before in my life.
What?
You can't give your name
This dude.
when you knew this before you started. You knew you were filming a show in Seattle. You knew your mama wasn't going to be for this. And you knew you were signing up to be married to somebody.
All of that.
Stop coming in here acting like you don't know what the name of the game is.
All of that.
I was so through with him. And I jumped all of them through that. But just had to get thoughts out. Okay, sorry.
So the time he called his mama, right?
Ooh, was that real or fake?
So somebody said that was fake.
I believe
I
it.
could believe it.
I believe it.
Because it was very back in his HR professional voice,
It
right?
was. It did not sound like my. Usually, you would hear a little.
Interject. You stop talking.
Something.
It was just him talking.
Yeah.
He would pause a little bit and then kept talking. I think it was a made
And
up call
Chelsea
too.
wasn't in the room.
Mm.
She was in the living room,
Mm-hmm.
and she was just like, "Yeah, I don't think he's happy."
Mm-hmm.
Hey, all my peoples are on here. I'm sorry.
So thanks for watching.
Hi, Esty. Okay, sorry. So yeah, I was just like, no, I don't believe that whole storyline. I do believe that she probably did stop talking to him.
Oh, I can
But
see
that scene,
him calling her, yeah,
I don't believe it. Okay, so let's back up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about him singing in the pause.
The what? The singing?
I just want the real thing. Oh.
He has such a beautiful voice.
I was like, girl, do not be bragging on this man like that. Okay, we heard it.
Right? I'm like, maybe the I don't know, the sound quality in the pods are better. Okay. I was like, girl, that's not what we were hearing on this side of the screen. That was not no good singing.
A mess. Okay.
And a song he wrote. He wrote a little chorus. They repeated the same thing.
Oh my gosh. I was like, girl, stop it. But yeah, she fell hard. And I could see her perspective. Mm-hmm. He was laying it on thick for her, but his feeling wasn't behind it. To me, he was still torn between two women. And she was absorbing all of it. Like, this man is super into me. This is going to be my person. Only one.
Like, did she not know he had that same connection with Micah?
I know she knew that Micah was also in the running too, because I remember Chelsea didn't like Micah in their side, right? So I think she knew something was going on there, but I don't know if she knew about the whole breakup until after.
Okay.
And so, like, when he told her, "Hey, I also had a connection with her," and then and so I don't know if there was anything else in the pods, but when they came out and they had to go on honeymoon together, or pre-moon, or whatever they want to call it, together, and he was just like, "I just need to talk to her because, you know, this is hard for me."
You need what?
But you know, I thought that was really healthy because we've seen how that has gone bad in past seasons, where you just go up.
I get it.
Yes,
I get it. I still would have been like, "You want to do what? Huh?"
But then what do you can't.
Okay, go ahead.
Exactly. You cannot be like, "No, don't talk to her."
No,
we're all on the trip together. But I would also make my feelings known, like, "Hey, are you truly over it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you have a civilized conversation with her? Because I understand she kind of hurt your heart.
Mm-hmm.
So if yes, then fine. If you feel like you cannot handle it, I would advise you not to do it because that would also hurt me." You know what I mean? So I thought this is gonna be nice. This is an open, frank conversation. All parties are in one accord.
That's what you thought?
I thought.
And then what happened?
Bombs, missiles, and poor Chelsea. I was like,
listen, that one scene. Oh, I feel like we were all over the place.
I'm sorry. So we're talking just about Kwame going up to Micah the first time, because we had a couple instances.
Oh, yeah.
So the first time where he was just trying to have a general conversation about how he felt.
Yes. So you said at the pre-moon, they all go on this trip.
Yes.
When he's talking to her and Chelsea's like, "Hey," oh no. He was talking to another guy. I can't remember who he was talking to, but one of the other guys he was talking to. And Chelsea's in the pool, and she's like, "Hey, can you get me some chips or dip or whatever.
Okay. So that's the second conversation. That's after.
That's
So he had a conversation. She was all like, "Oh, you could."
They had a conversation with him already.
Yes.
Okay.
Before that pool interaction. Yes.
Okay.
So they had kind of settled things
They
out
did. Yes.
a little
Yes.
bit.
Yes. And then he was talking to one of the other guys.
Yes.
She's in the pool. She asked him, and he was like, "Okay, yeah, one moment, right?" So then Micah and the Russian spy are in the pool too, right? And she's like, "Hey, Kwame, can you get us some shots?" Now, big ups to Kwame because he was like, "No, go get your own stuff." But you left your girl hanging. You ain't never go get her chips or nothing. They ain't do nothing for that girl. She had to get up and go get her own chips, or no, one of the other girls got them for her or something.
I think she got up and got them. Yes.
Yeah. But the reason why he over there talking to the boy about Micah and how he feeling. Why are you dwelling on this, sir? You asked to have your little conversation with her, to have that closure. You went, talked to her, and now you still going on.
Still talking. I would not make good TV. I am not going to be talking on things as if you are not mic'd and people are not watching you about a girl that you're like talking like, yeah, man, because, I still feel this way, blah, blah. You are now with this other chick. That's like after hours, cameramen went to sleep and then you hanging by the bar with like another person, not on camera when your girl is right there and the other girl is right. I wouldn't even think about doing that. I would not make good TV. You would get nothing from me. Not that.
Well, for me, I've been right over in the corner.
Listening like, now you know. Girl, you over here. It's going to be Brent and Tiffany. Yes.
Brett and Tiffany. Yes. That's who he was talking to, Brett. Yes, and Brett was standing there like,
like,
dude.
No.
He was like, I'm not gonna get in there.
Like, I am very happy.
Very happy.
Very happy.
I pick wisely.
Yes. So yes. So did you say what comment she made? When they actually did get shots. I don't know who ended up getting it. Maybe Irina got the shots.
Yeah, what she said, cheers to a failed proposal or something. Girl, again, attention.
Girl.
She wants the attention.
Yeah, that is true. And Irina is the same way. She wanted attention.
Both.
Yes.
They're both used to being chosen.
Yes.
And so making themselves the center of attention.
When you don't want, I don't believe she really wants Kwame.
No.
And you know that he's now taken, you already broke his heart. Why are you still playing with him? That's what I was trying to understand. Well, like, what are you getting out of it now? I get when you're all vying and you're doing this whole speed dating thing. I get it because you haven't made up your mind yet. But now, like, why are you doing that? So, anyways,
just having fun. That's our way of fun. I don't know. Just doing it for no reason.
So they had a whole blow up because he was just like, "What? How you gonna say that to me?" And then they need to have a whole conversation about it. That goes.
That right there was another reason to dead.
Right. You could have made your comment right there and be like, you know what? That was disrespectful. That was kind of hurtful, but I see where you're at. Goodbye. Have a nice day. No. Let's go have a 20-minute chat in the corner, canoodling, touching, laughing, giggling. After what? Someone disrespects you? That's how much you into this girl that she could just say anything to you?
And get your attention. You right there behind her.
Yeah. And Chelsea over there eating her chips and guac and looking at the whole situation, talking to, I think she was talking to Jacquelina and Tiffany. And she was just like, what should I do? Should I go over there? Like, this is taking way too long. And Jacquelina's like, girl, go get your man. And she was just like, well, he did say he wanted to talk to her, blah, 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 but this is taking too long. I don't understand what's going on. And I'm trying to think how I would feel in that moment. Like, would I just get up and just cause a whole scene, or would I just be like, I'll figure out what's going on later?
I need to talk to you for a moment.
I don't know. I think it's different if it was actually my man. Yes, they are together, but they're about, at this point, maybe 13 days in.
Yeah.
I think the energy probably feels a little bit different. It's very brand new, even though they are engaged.
And this is still their first time really outside. Was like
interacting
day 2
with other
really
people,
meeting
right?
each other. Yeah, seeing
so
each
I
other.
feel like I would probably pause here. But if this was like my man, I'm turning over a new leaf this year. But but if this was my man, bombs.
Bombs over there.
Bombed. I would not have no chill. It wouldn't have taken 5 minutes. Bombs. I don't really care about everything else. Camera people, I don't care.
Yeah.
I would make good TV that day.
She said that day.
Yes. Because then it would have been over. I would have already made up my mind by that time. But yes, I was just like, this situation is terrible. Leave Chelsea alone.
But back to your point, which I had not thought about, she's willed this, so she's gonna continue to manifest.
But we
that
didn't know that at
energy.
this time. We thought Chelsea was tough. She was gonna tell it like it is, because she did. She was like, "Are you ready for this?"
I liked her, right? This is when I was liking her. I'm like, she was setting boundaries.
Yes,
she was saying X, Y, and Z. This is what's gonna happen. So after that whole thing, she and him are having this conversation. They were late to dinner or somewhere because she's talking to him, kind of like, "Yo, you need to go on and let that alone. You don't have your little moment to talk to her.
Right.
Oh, I need to talk to her now, huh?" Or did she the one initiate that conversation with Micah or Micah?
Micah did.
Micah did. Okay.
Before the Lord stopped it.
That was the Lord. Hold on, that we're gonna get there.
Oh, sorry.
But yes. So, but she was setting up boundaries. She really was like, "Is you is or is you ain't?
Yeah.
Like, are we gonna do this? What's going on?"
Right.
And then like, okay, cool, let's go. And then what happened when they got back to Seattle? She just kind of started folding a little bit to me. Like she
was ignoring the problem.
She was sugarcoating it all.
Yes.
And her little pink. Mm-hmm.
So they were like total opposites, because she was sugarcoating the problem and he was highlighting all of the problems, right? So it was just like, wait. And so every time he would bring something, she'd be like, "No, it's fine." And he'd be like, "No, but what?" Even when she went to his apartment, and that apartment, girl,
sir, you knew they won't have to come back to your apartment at some point.
This was almost as bad as
Married at First Sight, Mitch.
No, that's probably the word. Cole with the flies in the toilet and the clothes everywhere. No, Mitch lived in the garbage can. No, that's not Mitch. But yeah, his plants were dead. He's like, "I sleep on the couch most days. I don't even sleep in the
clothes
bed."
on the floor.
He had his little gaming thing, and I was just like,
"You want to be married?"
And she was like, "This is not that bad. This is fine. I mean, we just clean up a little bit."
Willing that Will wanted to get married. I'm gonna overlook little things, and it's gonna be okay. Yeah.
No.
They negotiate on how many dishes can remain in the sink.
That was a weird conversation for me, but I do know people feel very adamant, like about
whether dishes stay in the sink or not,
or just get like for me, I don't have to wash my dishes before I go to sleep. I'm married to someone who must, and I'm working on that, but I don't care. It's gonna be in the sink, and we wash it tomorrow. Okay, but like
growing feet and going somewhere.
Right, but his apartment was terrible.
No, that apartment was
terrible.
Hideous.
And I didn't realize how far Portland was from Seattle. How you really thought that girl was gonna move to Portland?
Yes.
How?
So my whole thing is like, sir, you signed up for
a
Seattle.
Show in Seattle.
You're in Portland. Okay.
She actually don't have a remote job. She go to work.
Good conversation, or to feed into this conversation, sacrifice versus compromise. What's the difference when, in this example, him moving, is that a sacrifice or a compromise? Like how do you what's
I heard about this, but I don't really know. Honestly, a sacrifice just sounds to me like it's something you don't want to do. Like even when you're doing it, you still don't want to do it. A compromise to me is just like, let's find an example. Like the dishes. I like the dishes this way. You like the dishes that way. We're gonna compromise, kind of meet in the middle, and I'm gonna do it sometimes. You're gonna do like there's a
give and take on both sides, right?
Okay. A sacrifice is like you are uprooting something that's very important to me, and I'm giving it up completely for you.
Okay,
right?
Good. And I asked that because this was a part of this couple, right?
Mhm.
Because he would say, "I'm sacrificing. I'm giving everything up to move to Seattle."
That's your fault.
And she was like, "Well, you have to compromise in marriage."
Right.
And so, is it a compromise when you have to give up all of that?
It's probably not. It is a sacrifice for him to do
right.
that. But that's his fault. That's what it's not like Micah and Paul, where Micah, you live in another state. Just like actually it's the same. You live in a whole nother state, not close by, not a couple hours drive.
Right.
That's a flight, right? And you're saying, "Oh, hey, move with me." You don't want to move. Okay? That should not be on Paul. That should not be on Chelsea that they don't want to move. Because you signed up for this. Okay? I don't understand
what the location was. Seattle.
That's what it is.
Knew most likely you're going to meet somebody who lives in Seattle.
And if you luck up and say, actually, I love Portland, I wouldn't mind moving here, then that's good for you. But I wouldn't go into walking into that saying, yeah, this is it. Take it or leave it. No, not my problem.
Yeah.
That's why she was just like, yep. Staying here.
All my family, all my people.
And we're gonna be over here every Sunday.
And back to that point, right? So his whole thing was like he's leaving Portland where he has built a community and he has his little soccer friends or what have you to move there and not know one. But you about to ask her to do the same thing. She would have to give up everything she knows to move there and not know anybody.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like one of y'all gonna have to sacrifice in this instance. And there, I don't know what that compromise could be, other than if there's somewhere. I'm sorry, they're building something like that.
Yes.
If there's somewhere between the two that they can live. So how far is Portland from there?
He said it's like a 3-hour drive, right? But maybe it's not that. Maybe it's traffic. So I don't know how far, like actually, but still, traffic is when you drive. Because if she goes to work, and she said she works long hour days too.
Yeah, she was like, imagine being and then trying to drive another hour and a half to try to
sir. No. Okay.
Or even the conversation, just because, and this I can see as a compromise. You're able to work remotely.
Yes.
Let's come here and then let's together decide where we can do.
No, she said she wasn't doing that.
I know, but that would have been like a compromise. Let's now figure out where do we want to move.
She's not putting that out there. Which I appreciate her for, though. I don't
true.
Lie to me,
right?
And be like, oh, we'll figure it out in a year or two.
You know, you don't not want to go anywhere. Or want to go anywhere.
No.
Yeah.
At all.
Okay, so we've talked about them a little bit. Let's move on because look, we're almost at an hour.
We didn't get to their wedding, so we zoom into their wedding.
What else is there?
Nothing.
Okay, yeah. So now let's go straight to the wedding.
Okay.
Oh, dude, I don't want to talk about these photos.
You do?
Okay, I don't have to. Terrible. There were 9 engagement pictures. I don't know what she thought she was doing.
Why she said she wanted to do that ever since she was a kid?
I don't know.
Girl, what?
Those were, what they call boudoir pictures?
Yeah,
whatever.
No,
too sexy. They ain't know. And you want to do this since
and what do you do with the pictures?
You know, I don't send me that. I don't want to see you have naked
on the save the date.
Do not send me that.
But I have seen stuff like that on people's walls. Like I went somewhere and she had.
I've seen people do that.
I was like, oh, okay, that was a lot.
In your bedroom?
No, it was
not
in the living room.
No, I was like, in your bedroom.
But you don't have clothes on. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, yes. Wedding day. Yes. Okay, so we made it to the wedding, right?
Yes.
Chelsea's walking down.
Oh well, do you want to talk about the sister a little bit, teensy bit? So
Oh
his
yeah, his family.
sister
Yeah. That's
goes.
important.
Oh well, okay. Actually, I want to talk about the whole. Sorry,
Okay.
this is gonna be a long episode. Um, so Kwame meets up with his brother and sister. They have a
Mhm.
nice. It seemed. This is why I thought it was like not fake because they were talking
They
about
really like
childhood
family. Yeah.
stories. They were just talking about how mom really is praying for you, blah blah blah. And he's like, no, she ain't praying for this. She's praying for the demise. Okay. And then they were like, Kwame, have you prayed? And he was just like,
I don't want to pray like that no
he
more.
was like, you haven't been praying. But yes, they were having a little kiki moment. Then the sister goes to Chelsea, so you can see they've been talking.
Yes.
And she was just like, we're so happy to have you as a sister because she grew up with two brothers. So she's probably like, hey, I'm gonna get me a sister, and brings her a little clutch from Ghana. And I mean, it was such a cute moment. She was like crying and like, I can't wait for you guys to get married. And I was like, is he really gonna marry this girl? Because I don't know if the sister would be all into it like that if he was gonna say no.
But would he have told her? He probably not obligated even to tell contractually. You know, you're supposed to probably keep that to yourself until you get to the altar.
Because they keep things so generic when they're talking about like yes, no, whatever. So anyway, so I wanted to kind of briefly talk about that. Yeah. So yes, we can move.
No, I think that was important to bring up because the mom is definitely not into it, but his siblings are there. The brother and the sister are there to support him, so he does have some support. And even sorry, go back to the fitting, right, with the tuck. Because he has no friends or anybody in Seattle. He had to bring in one of the other guys that was on the show. We didn't know him. He didn't, I guess, find his person. But that was the best he could bring. He ain't got no friend to drive down from Portland for that.
I mean, come on.
I would drive down 3 hours for you.
Man, 2. Listen, I am in the wood. Do you hear the wood chopping that's happening? That's where I'm at to see my friends. Okay, and I still have another 2 hours to go back. Oh, okay, sorry.
Woo! But see, that's what your friends will do for you. Of course. Right? You don't need no Shelbys in your life.
Right.
That's gonna be backstabbing you, talking
about.
They
can stay home. They can stay home. Absolutely.
Anywho, yes. So at the wedding, his people seem to show up. I guess they needed, advance notice so they could make the 3-hour drive or fly for.
Like, are you really gonna say yes? Because I'm not coming.
Don't have me come out here.
Don't waste my time.
And you gonna say no.
Oh gosh.
So yes, sister and brother's there, and her whole family's there. Yes. Everything. She gets up there, and I don't know. I don't see this couple making it. Let me just be honest. I don't see it. So I was hoping that if not one, both would say no. But to my surprise, they both said yes.
I text you. I was like, I hope this girl said no. And you was like,
yeah, I seen it. I tried not to get away because I wanted to be like, girl.
Like, she said yes so quick. She's like, oh, yes.
Oh, there was no doubt in her mind. She knew she was going to be saying yes.
No matter all the flags.
As much as I wanted her to say no, I did know she was going to say yes, deep down. But I really thought Kwame was going to say no.
I was on the fence with him. That's why I said she has been love smothering him for so long. I could see him saying yes and then cutting it off shortly thereafter. You know what I mean? But which still could be the case. But I was just like, if she says no, he'll be like, whoo!
Thank you. Saving me, right?
So
see, she should have been like, Kwame, I need to hear you go first, like Micah did. No. And then put him on the spot. And he would have been like,
broken like that. That'd be so sad.
It would. Yeah. She would have tore down right there. She would have broken out. So yes. So 2 couples, 1 yes, 1 no. Let's go to the third one.
Yes.
So the other, now this was a little triangle, right?
No. Which one? Where are you going? Where you going? I don't know where you're going.
It was a triangle that turned into a square that I didn't really realize was a square. Zach and
oh my gosh,
Irina and Bliss. So we've already alluded to Irina, the Russian spy, right? How her and Micah, they just want attention.
And I don't see the connection with Irina and Zach
At
either.
all.
I'm like, where is the love
At
story?
all.
Where is the? But I do know when Zach made his decision to go with Irina rather than Bliss.
Oh, when?
I knew as soon as she said it out of her mouth. I was like, girl, why you said that?
Oh, Bliss?
Yes.
What she said, I do know. She was sitting on the floor talking to him in the pod.
She told, okay.
Oh.
I'm always going so fast. Bliss makes Zach cupcakes.
Yes.
For his birthday. Because his birthday
I know exactly what you're about to say. Yes.
Irina with her grimy, I'm not gonna say nothing.
Forgot the boy birthday.
Forgot this man's birthday.
Go to Bliss and ask somebody, can I get a candle?
Why? What are you gonna do with a candle?
A candle.
She was thinking so hard, like, oh, look at that girl making cupcakes. Dang it, what can I do? What can I do? A candle?
That's the best. That's the only thing you can come up with.
Bliss
said
no. She did it so nice because that's not that would have made good TV too. I was like, girl, get out my face. Thanks. Make my cake. So I was like, okay, so they go in the pods. Irina sees him first, or not sees, but in the pod first, with him, and was like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Happy birthday. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot your birthday.
But it was later that she admitted she forgot. She tried to play it off like she knew. She's like, happy birthday, blah, blah. Do you see something? Well, she did have something for him to put in the pie, a book or something. And then she was like, well, actually, I forgot it was your birthday. You could have just kept that to yourself at this point.
And it was like, oh yeah, I think she even said that Bliss was doing something for him, and blew up, kind of like alluded to it.
She alluded, right? Yeah. She didn't tell exactly what, but it's like, yeah, Bliss is blah blah blah.
Right,
girl, keep your mouth closed.
Right.
So yeah, so they're having this little moment, and what you were saying, I never saw a connection between them.
I don't see nothing, but. What I think he was trying to explain before is that maybe they had the same kind of upbringing.
I think that's the only thing. It's like that trauma bonding kind of like thing, right? Where she talked a little bit about growing up and not having a easy life. Mm-hmm. He grew up not having an easy life, and so that kind of allowed him to attach to her, right? And say, okay, we have this in common. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all y'all had in common. Where you see him and Bliss talking in the pod, it looked like they had a
connection. And I was just like, but like, let me get to it. So they finally have a situation. Bliss is kind of like, yeah, I'm not really feeling Irina. I know that's somebody that you like, but we've had some situations and she doesn't seem like a nice person, genuine person, whatever. And he kind of felt a little offensive, like, well, you know, it's between you guys, but I don't like that you guys are kind of arguing or at odds or whatever. I don't want to feel like I'm in the middle. And she's like, well, honestly, if you pick her, you like her, then that just shows me
the type of person you are.
And that right there, he did not appreciate it. He felt like, oh, this girl is maybe thinking too highly of herself, or she's like feeling that other people are less than, which he equated to himself. Because if he sees him and Irina being kind of the same class of people, and you say that Irina is terrible, that means you're telling me that I'm terrible. And he could not absorb that. And he wiped 100%. Everything else out after that. And even though she came back and apologized and said, listen, I'm gonna treat her, be better to her. I kind of, you know, maybe misspoke or said something that wasn't necessary or whatever, and expressed that to him, it was already too late. He had already said, this is my girl.
100% with everything you said, because how he identified himself, we saw that from how he introduced himself.
A mess, Zach.
He introduced himself to the ladies in the pod, to all of them. Now it was just one or two. He was his introduction line. He said he was a stripper, right? But his mom was a stripper.
Right.
So he grew up in that kind of lifestyle, right? Of mom being a stripper,
And
moving,
people judging him.
and people judging
or
him.
her. Judging her.
Oh, judging him too,
Yeah.
you know? And so, and he talked about that, like some of the people he's dated, how they look down on him because of his background, right? He dated women who were a little more affluent or whatever, but because he didn't have that, if it didn't come from that, they looked down, the families looked down. So he is internalizing what Bliss said to me for himself, like, oh, she's talking down on Irina. I identify with Irina, therefore she's talking down about me as well.
That's what separated the whole thing. I think he probably would still be on the fence and maybe leaning to. Well, actually, we don't know what would happen. But I knew that was the dagger right there. It was over at that point. That was it. So he picks Irina for the life of me. Just a mess.
And she said, yeah, again, intention.
But she didn't have nobody else.
That's what I'm about to say.
And her girl had two people, right? And was about to get proposed to. So she's like, you gonna leave me here?
That
you not gonna leave me here?
No, I'm gonna get me somebody too.
Right. I'm gonna get him. So she did. And as soon as she saw this man, she was like,
this is not it.
Kiss. No.
She looked at him like he had 4 eyes, 3 noses. Like
she called this man a cartoon character, and I was just like, who?
She was not attracted to this man
at all.
She wasn't even trying to.
No.
You know, all the other couples, and they see each other for the first time, they kind of walk or run towards each other and hug and kiss, and she was just like, let's go sit down. Let me see the ring. Like, it was nothing there. And he could feel it right away, too.
Of course.
He saw it.
But it's too late. What you gonna do? You keep on rolling. In Irina's only defense.
He
be looking at people weird. He do.
It's very intense. It is very intense.
And he don't say much sometimes, so he's just like
staring, looking down.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
And I'm like, sir, I'll be like, whoa, back up. Put your chin up. Sometimes you gotta tell people. Put your chin up. Because you're like looking down. That's not how people look at people. Here. There we go. Look at you. Look at you. It's so cute. Fix your hair.
Oh, the hair.
Oh. But yeah.
See this beard he got, I think, for this
final? I can't wait. Tomorrow, y'all. I can't wait.
The reunion.
He better not have it cut. Because that's just a promo. So they could have filmed that in any not cut all that. I want to see it all. Lumberjack Zach. All right, go ahead.
So yeah. So she ain't into him
not
at all. All right. So, but like Laura says, I guess what do you do now, right? He done burned the bridge with Bliss. And so he's left with Irina. Irina doesn't have anybody
else.
Even
try. Right? How do you have a connection with somebody and you just completely throw that out the window as if he had one leg, missing eye, or like something like? But she was like, I'm basically like repulsed by him, and I was just like, dang, is it that bad? Is it that bad? Then you forgot everything you talked about.
Everything, right? Like, that's the whole point. Is love blind? You're supposed to have this strong connection through talking that when you see each other, she
just didn't like him.
She never did.
Maybe she always liked Paul. But Paul wasn't into her.
That's where this triangle went into a square. Yes.
I was like, the square.
Yes. So, okay, let's get there. Wait, comment from Megan. Megan says Zach has a stare. Yes. But he looks like a regular dude? Question mark. What was Irina expecting?
I don't know.
She was expecting someone like a Paul.
Yeah, but she still didn't like him. I think if you really did fall in love, because they all say I love you, right? And before the proposal stuff. If you really were in love, you're not gonna just go
all of a sudden,
completely
just down.
Gone. I don't think so.
I can see. No, I mean, and he's not ugly.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just like, oh, okay, you're not what I picture, imagine. But yes, we've built this connection
Right.
supposedly through this experiment, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm gonna go back to what I know, what I like about you, what we talked about,
And let's
that
grow
those
from
foundation
there.
things, because people can look, or you can be attracted to people not just based on looks,
Right.
right? So yeah, what did we have that we can continue to grow from?
Mm-hmm.
Homegirl, she didn't have nothing. She wanted the attention, like we said. That was her only person.
Absolutely.
She was like,
And if Zach was giving her the attention, like calling her Megan Fox,
oh, we see why. Yeah.
then I just
Girl,
know
I think
that.
I turned away from the TV when he said that, and I had to turn around like, wait, what? Megan who?
And she laughed. I was like, was that an inside joke? Because I was like, so
No.
confused.
She probably was like, oh, I never heard that one before.
Right. That's what I was like.
But okay, I'll take it. No,
Girl,
you do not look
do
like
not
no
get your
Megan
head
Fox.
blowed up with that, because. Okay, anyways.
So they together, right? Let's jump to the pre-moon, right? That's what we're calling
Yes.
it, whatever. So they all go to Mexico. I don't know if we mentioned that. So they're in Mexico. So now, all the couples get to see each other. And so we've already talked about how Micah gets to see Kwame, right? Kwame sees her. And so now Irina, Russia's spy, sees Paul. Now she all up on Paul.
Rubbing Paul's leg with her boobies. And
this
your
your
friend is Micah.
This
How
your homegirl,
do
man.
that?
So set up, see, right? Micah's over there talking to Kwame. So now Paul is over here with Irina. She was plotting.
This was like the first day.
Yes. So she was like, okay, Micah preoccupied over there. Let me go keep Paul company. Oh, Paul's cute. Hey, Paul. It wasn't gonna work out with that. Paul's too smart for her.
All.
But she rubbing all on the man's leg, and he ain't stopping her.
I mean, like I said, with the whole Chelsea and Kwame situation, this is day 13. Okay, so he was like, it's boobies. But I'm gonna say, listen, Paul be staying focused, because he did the same thing at Chelsea's party. Like, oh, there go Amber, not gonna do it. And at that point, they actually were like really moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
But this is honeymoon. It's a lot going on. He's not gonna be like, hey, girl, give me my leg. He's just gonna be like, well, that was interesting. Oh, okay.
I didn't know what to do.
And he didn't bring it up either. He was just
he
like,
sure did.
I am not.
Until she did. They
Right.
was like,
She was
oh,
like,
well, she was kind of
something.
rubbing on me. Yeah.
Just a little.
Paul. But I get it. Like Laura said, I get it. You just starting out, you kind of like, is this a test? Maybe she tested me.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to just stay here. I'm not going to engage in it. Maybe it was accidental rub.
They're fishing this pool. I know.
Rubbing all up on his leg. So, yeah. So, yes, that's how it became a square, because now.
I forgot about that.
Yes, homegirl is on her friend's man.
But she was a square all by herself, though. Because it's not like there was any mutual feelings back to her.
No.
Paul was just like.
So, she's not attracted to Zach. She's here. Okay, oh, Paul. Now, that's the type of man I really would like to be with.
Which is with her. What was the difference between Paul and Zach?
They're both got dark hair, right? They're both professional.
They're professionals. They got curls in their hair. They probably about the same height.
I was about to say, about the same height. One just doesn't stare as intensely as the other. Maybe.
One knows how to position their head.
That's about it. That really is about it.
But see, what was also weird is that all the other women also thought Zach was weird too.
I wondered why they thought that, and maybe because of the whole introduction. Like again, he's going through introducing them all, saying the same line, I'm a stripper.
Yeah,
I can see that.
You're probably right.
Because they didn't have no interaction with him.
And he seemed normal all the times that they recorded. He seemed normal there. But they were all like, he needs to stay away from me. I'm like, what is that doing out here in these streets?
I had to same thought. I had the same thought.
Or maybe
like, what
she
is
was
happening?
saying something.
I see that too. I think how he introduced himself was probably the first. That's their first encounter. One, they're kind of like that's odd, and
Mm-hmm.
then yes, then you hear her side of things about him, and then you really are kind of like, oh, yeah, something's wrong with this dude. Because Jacqueline was kind of like,
Yeah.
like,
Well, first we gonna get to Jacqueline.
yeah, okay, let's finish these up. Saving the best for last.
Okay. Mess.
Not
The
them.
mess for last.
Oh, the mess for last?
The
No, I
mess.
was actually saving the best couple for last. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So,
We're not gonna have much to talk about.
oh, right.
Okay, go ahead.
So we'll just end on a high note.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Positivity.
Positivity.
Ooh. Yes, son. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. All right, scoop. Okay.
Better.
Yes, there we
Okay.
go.
So, where are we? Okay, so the whole Paul and Irina thing comes up. Um, Zach realizes this ain't it.
No.
This chick is not into me.
No.
I made a mistake.
Yes.
Bliss was my person.
Yes.
And so they even have this little talk, and he's like, "Are you into this? Like, do you want this to
The
happen?"
weirdest scene
Wasn't it?
ever. The
The
weirdest
whole
thing.
conversation, because then they started cracking on each other, and
They-
it was like,
They were just first of all the conversation started with, I don't want to sit next to you on the plane. Let's just
that is how it started.
let's just
Irina was like on the way back, just don't sit next to me.
what kind of
Dang.
foolishness is that? And he was just like,
Dang.
do you actually want to do this? And she's like, not really. While hugging his pet dog Ralph. Which
Yeah.
Ralph. And I'm like, how you gonna hug my stuff? And then also tell me you don't want to sit next to me on the plane. Are you girl? Get out of here.
Yes, let's go and kick her
Oh
out
my
of this.
gosh. And then yes, they start cracking on each other. It was just like, haha, this is funny, huh? You should go get
So
Bliss.
odd.
And he's like, I can't stop thinking about her since I've been on this trip. I was like, what is happening out here?
Dig. All right, I got one for you too, dig. Like,
It was so weird. And then that's how they ended the first set of episodes. And then they go back and he's meeting with Bliss. And I was like,
they end up meeting
how
up.
is this gonna go?
I was real interested to see one. Yeah, is it just a closure thing? Like, okay, I want to just see you, tell you I made a mistake.
That's what
you're
I thought
not
it was gonna be. And I thought she was gonna say, kick
Too
rocks.
bad. Which I actually wanted to get into, right?
Yes.
Question.
Yes.
Well, no, hold on. Maybe we need to talk. Let's go a little further with this first. So they meet up. He tells her, right, that he made a mistake and he shouldn't have picked Irina. It was her. He was thinking about her the whole time and all this.
Right.
Bliss is trying to play a little hard to get. She ain't playing it well, but she's trying. And so they kind of like, well, let's see where things go, what have you. And they have another date at his house. He's cooking and preparing stuff for her. It didn't work out. But is this what he asked or no? The first day he asked about, does it bother you when I look in your eyes? And she was like, no, that doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, I don't remember when that happened, but
I think that was the first meeting.
Yes, it bothers all of us back. Put your face up. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so now I'll ask this question. So she's second. Are these people second choice? That's my question, right?
Yes.
So going back to what's that, season 3, right? When Jared and Ayana
And Mallory.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He initially asked Mallory, she said no. Then
Yes.
he ended up asking Ayana. She said yes.
Yes.
They get married.
Yes.
But that always was like she was second.
Yes.
And why did she choose? So going to this season, right, where we have Chelsea. Is Chelsea second choice?
Yes.
And Bliss is second choice.
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of obvious there. How would you feel if you were second choice? Like, this is your person. Like, using Zach and Bliss. you know you have this connection. You know this is your person, but they didn't choose you. They come back saying I was wrong, and they decide, okay, I want to try to work this out. Would you try to work it out with them?
I don't fault Bliss for giving Zach a second chance.
Okay.
I think it was way too fast to go back
Yes.
on the show
Okay,
and get married in the timeline. I feel like dating,
Yes.
but I feel like they were also trying to still be a part of the show, get a free wedding, blase, 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 right? Because I mean,
Why not?
Because they were already on the show, right? But I feel like the situation with Ayana and Jarrett and Mallory was that, and Kwame and Chelsea, was how heartbroken they were after either
The
they
person
didn't get
said no.
picked or they picked somebody else, whatever. It was just like visceral. When Zach went with Irina instead of Bliss, he was sad, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, like my world just ended and now let me go to run to someone else, right? Even with the whole breakup with Irina, he was just like, I made a mistake.
He was trying to jump over real quick.
I didn't really know you. I made a mistake, and I feel like Irina was playing the game. So I feel like all those situations are different. Yes, second chance is probably not well, but I feel like Bliss knows that she had a connection with Zach. Zach knows that he had a connection with Bliss, and they were just leaning into it, right? But them other situations, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think Micah really likes Kwame. That's why I was like, I don't even think that would happen. Now, Jarrett and Mallory and Ayana, I think Mallory would have went with Jarrett if he wasn't married for so long. I think that could have been a possibility, right? And Ayana and Jarrett weren't really compatible. They were two different people, and they were forcing something to happen that really wasn't there. That's what I'm saying. Those are all three different situations.
Got it.
But I actually applaud Bliss for going through the embarrassment, because I'm sure telling your friends and everything, all that kind of stuff, and then to be like a week later, actually, I'm actually gonna be back with this person. It didn't work out with the other one, and yes, I'm gonna give him another chance. So, so I don't fault it.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you there too.
Yes.
I feel like if you truly deep down feel like this is your person in that situation with um Zach and and Bliss, I don't fault her either. I mean, you should try to at least see really what is there outside of the pod. I am with you that she ended up they moved a little too.
I was like, are they moving into like an apartment with the show?
No, even when okay, so the third date, the whole boat thing.
Oh my
when
God.
he proposed, I was like, is he really proposing?
Yes.
I know she gonna say no. She gonna say no.
She knew
she gonna say no. No, she gonna say yes. Oh Lord,
why? She knew it was coming. I don't believe. I think that was all set up.
Yeah, I believe that as well.
I think they had a conversation and they said, hey, we still like each other. Would you want to try to do this on the show? And I'm sure they had a meeting with the producers to see if it was possible. Because the fact that they had a place, they were ready to go.
Well, I guess that was supposed to be his and.
But why did their place look so different than everybody else's?
Did it?
It looked like they were like on the ground floor. Everybody had to walk up massive amount of stairs. I could not live in a place like that. They had to lug their furniture up a mountaintop. And I was just like, oh, wait, you're just going to be able to just jump in and then it's the same timeline? Oh, no. So I think they had a conversation about that. And she knew it was coming. Because she was so like,
I mean, it made
talking. I guess that was her way of pretending to be natural. Like, okay, don't make it seem like you don't know this is coming. And she was like, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yes. I was like, girl, you said yes?
I did. It was to me way too soon. Like, yeah, you just got out of this engagement with this chick. I know we still got these feelings and we like each other. We're in love with each other. Let's just slowly though go down this. They could have still filmed them dating and going out like they did without having to get to a whole wedding, and then do a special Bliss and Zach wedding.
Yeah, that would have been so
Something.
cute.
But I like them together. They
I
really do
do.
seem like they have something, right?
Yeah, you could see something.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but her parents.
Oh,
Well,
let's talk about her daddy.
I was about to say her parents really is just one parent. Her
Yes.
daddy
Let's
was
talk
not
about
feeling
her.
this.
Her daddy,
Not feeling it.
he was like so dismissive and just like, oh, okay, you don't fish, you don't do stuff I like. Okay, so let's move on. All right, so you're in love, huh? Really you're in love?
So like, y'all know each other how long?
Oh, okay.
Good luck.
And then he told this whole story about his other daughter.
Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed.
Was it the Anna Lee lady?
I don't know which other one. I don't think they said the name. Do y'all know which daughter he was talking about?
Oh my god.
Because when he brought that up and it was like, yep, then I had to fire him. Dude, don't we bring my business up into this, right? This is about Bliss and her man. Leave me out of this.
Right? I was like, I did not sign any papers to have my personal business out on your show. I was like, sir, can you stop? Oh my goodness.
That was too much. And then like her little sister, she was like, I do not want to be on this show.
Was that her sister? Well, that's probably like her half sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just like,
why am I here?
Right.
Why did y'all bring me?
And it's so funny to see like people. I understand you want what's best for your children, but people who have been through a divorce, they are like threatening you, like, hey, you need to do better. And I'm like, but you didn't do better.
Oh.
You fell in love with someone. It didn't work out. You got divorced, and in his case, he's remarried, right? And I don't know if her mom is remarried because we didn't see anybody, but it's like being in love is just, I want to be free. I want to be in love. I want to do what I want to do. If it doesn't work out, there's an option for that. If it does, there's also beauty in that too.
Right.
So just let me be. I get the warning.
Yeah.
But he was like, what are you doing? Like, who is this guy? What is this?
One of the parents during the wedding, this last episode, I can't remember who it was kind of basically saying, people can get married with knowing each other in 6 weeks and can have a lifetime of happiness, where somebody can date for 5 years, get married, and then divorce.
Goes away.
You don't know, right? But as long as you are together, willing to try and put it together, give it a chance and see where it can go. You made it this far. Obviously, you have feelings for each other, and so give it a chance. Go ahead. If you truly do want this to happen,
right?
And
now, if you're playing games, Kwame, then don't do this.
Playing games, or
right,
it,
right?
Like
don't do that.
Say no.
Right, just say sorry.
No, I'm not gonna.
Not for me.
Hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna hurt your feelings a little bit now, but it won't be as bad as
he could have done that in the back, but
he did. Right. Okay. Staying on topic, Bliss and Zach.
Yes.
So her dad's not into it. Her mom is for it. Yes. She even tells him, "I'll be your mom when you get married," because his mom passed away. She never really talked about what happened with her, right?
No, they just
said she passed away.
Yeah.
Okay. But his family is there. He has a sister, I think aunt something. So they're there to support him and everything. So wedding day. You like her dress?
It grew on me. When she tried it on, I was like, what in the world does she have on? But on the wedding day,
it looked good.
And
it fit her.
With the whole veil. Like, it just looked
very,
good.
Very princessy.
So I was like, actually, I was wrong. You were right, Bliss. It looks very cute. I liked it.
It was cute. Okay. So that's enough fashion. So, yes. So, wedding day. I think it was pretty obvious they both were going to say yes.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I never felt like what did
they
say?
Yeah, only ones I was on the edge of my seat for was Kwame and Chelsea and Paul. I don't know if I was even on the edge of my seat by them, but
it was just Kwame.
Yeah,
that's why I think they started with that wedding and they cut it off.
Of course.
So I was just like, what did he say? I want to know.
Yeah. Okay, so they say yes. Hopefully they have a.
Oh, we should do that at the end to see. So tomorrow's a reunion. We know some time has passed.
Who we think who stay together? Okay,
yes.
yeah, we'll do that.
Well, okay, yes, because we still have Tiffany. I was going to say, well, all the other couples are gone, but yes, Tiffany and Brett. Okay.
So that's it with Bliss and.
Yes. We are at an hour and a half.
I know.
Ridiculous.
But that's how much. We're doing the whole season too.
Yes.
It's not like we're doing like one episode. So whole season. Okay. So we said we're going to end on a good note. So the Trump dumpster fire of Jackie and Marshall started out a little cute. It's, to me, I saw a little potential.
I saw the glimmer.
Yes, I saw it too. And then when the Josh dude entered the picture, I was like, oh no.
But you know what? We should have known this from the beginning. This man said he loved her. And the very next statement out of her mouth was, I had a conversation with Josh. And Josh threatened to leave. Not, I love you back. Not, oh, that's so sweet.
No.
I'm getting there.
I'm going to bring up another man.
I'm going to bring up a whole nother dude who also wants me at that moment. And his anger was at Josh, not at her.
Good points there. But that's definitely the point. At that point, I was like, no, this ain't. But
we never saw nothing with her and Josh. So that's why I really never even was like.
For me, it was when he entered the picture and it go back to Marshall. Because I was like, why is he upset with Josh? Right. I didn't get why he was so upset with Josh. He was like, he should have told him. But did y'all talk? Did y'all know each other?
It seemed like he was pouring his heart out about how much he loved this girl.
And no
one is responding saying, I also like her.
Right.
So it seems like you're talking to people that nobody else is into, so you can be 100% open.
Mm-hmm.
And when someone else is not saying anything, then it makes it seem like, oh, you've been listening to me and maybe use it against me, right? Because I don't know what you guys are talking about. I didn't even know you were even in the picture until now. So, and then if that's your only girl too, it's not even like you're torn between different women, and you know this is my only. Then it just feels icky. But for him to get so mad, I was like, I don't know if all that's called for.
It wasn't.
It's an experiment, and you know everybody's dating everybody. So I get why he feels a certain kind of way, but I'm also like.
Unless that was your dude that you really was talking, I could see.
But they were not
show
friends.
That. No,
they were not friends.
So yeah, so I didn't get that. But when he entered the picture, I was like, that's her type. When you saw who Josh was, I'm like, that's her type. She not gonna get over this dude. No. And to bring him up like that on there.
At that time.
Why are you concerned about him leaving? Okay.
Yeah.
You choose who you choose, and then if it's not him, he gonna go.
Right.
So we're talking about Jackie and Marshall. Those that's watching, if you have any comments, add into the chat. Let us know your thoughts.
A mess.
But you know, she decides to go with Marshall. And again, I saw a little potential there. I could see them. They look cute together. They seem to actually have a connection, talking. You know, some foundation there. Honeymoon. Or pre-moon or whatever. I don't remember no real conflict there, right? Other than
let me tell you why I knew this was doomed.
Oh,
okay. Well, going back to Josh and that whole situation. If Josh was really gonna leave, if it was not her, why didn't he propose to her? Did he propose to her? Did we miss it? I don't know, because later on we find out that Jackie didn't even know like he was that into her like that, other than that comment. Right? On the pre-moon, I just remember them, you know, coming together, looking cute together. But the point where she called him an idiot or dumbass, she called him a dumbass in Spanish.
Oh, she did?
Yes. She's like, that's my little tonto. Right? And then
talking about Marshall?
Yes.
Oh, I missed this.
He was she was having a confessional. I think she was talking about Irina and calling her
excuse me.
Calling her peasant.
Mm-hmm.
But then he was in the pool like back there and she pointed to him. She's like, oh, you see my little tonto? That's what I call him. He's my dumbass. And he was swimming there, and I was just like,
I don't remember
no,
this. I remember the
don't like
whole
her.
peasant part. I do
You
not
got to go
remember
back
that.
and watch
I
that.
will.
Because that was like, oh no, I don't like this girl. This girl no good. No, no, no. I don't like it. So I was like, what is going on here? And then she had all these issues. She was crying. She was worried about going back home.
I was so lost at that.
Well, because she wasn't saying anything. I guess people on social medias have said that her dad has cancer and then her brother just got out of jail or something like that. So she was dealing with a lot of stressors at home, and she was on vacation, and she felt like she shouldn't be on vacation. And so he was being very attentive, trying to give her space, but also trying to comfort her at the same time. And I was like, sweet, but the dumbass comment, and now she got problems that she can't even let go for a week.
But you went into the pods for how long?
I know.
And you know you're going to have to go somewhere after this. So how?
Yes. Why do you sign up for things like this when you're not ready? Why? You busy. Why?
You don't have the time, the capacity to do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that whole part.
I could see her, though, coming on here to be on TV.
Oh, I could see that, too.
She's a
pretty girl.
She's a pretty girl, and she has, like, little one-liners where she would say stuff. Like, she would be friends with people, but then also talk about people in, like, other people. And I was like, I don't know about you. So, anyways, that's all I have for the honey pre-whatever moon. Whatever. All right, so they get back. The honeymoon pre-moon pod love doesn't last long at all. Okay, this man is out here making pancakes with compote and powdered sugar. Just wasting good breakfasts from people that you don't like. Give me some. Stop wasting this man's time. Okay? And he was trying to love her, and she's looking for somebody like Josh. To be more of an F boy and aggressive.
Aggressive is her word, but yeah, that's what she wants.
And that's not Marshall.
That's not Marshall at all.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. like this whole conversation about aggressive, but he's manly, you know what I mean? Like there's this perception, right? And we've seen this on Married at First Sight about you know what it is to be a man and aggressive and all that. I thought Marshall was very cute. I thought he seemed to be really like you can like how I don't know where I want to say, like he could joke, he could play, like you know, but I did not see like he wasn't masculine or anything.
No, and he was very aggressive with the whole Josh situation and the pots. So I
didn't see that.
But maybe she liked it. Maybe that's what she did.
Oh, he got back to her. She was like, "Oh yes, okay, maybe."
Because he was mad in the pod too. He's like, I can't believe he would not just look at my face. Why wouldn't he tell me that? Blah blah blah. And she probably loved all of it.
She definitely did. So that gave her a little glimmer. But it still wasn't him. You know how everybody has those moments.
Yeah.
Everybody can have those moments.
She's aggressive.
You know what? Back in here. Anywho. So that's what she wanted. Like I said, once I saw Josh, like they show who he was, I was like, oh, that's who she wants. That's who she really interested in. And I kind of started feeling bad for Marshall, right? Up until we got to the point where I don't remember the timeline, but they have a little argument. And what happened? So she told him she wanted him to be more aggressive. He left. I was kind of like, dude, why are you leaving? You left for like 3 days, I think you said.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't get the whole story.
We didn't. We didn't get the whole story.
No.
But he leaves for like 3 days, shows back up. They're having this little argument, right? And she's talking about she needing to be more aggressive and blah, 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 what that means. And he called this girl a project.
Woo!
Said she was a project.
Woo! When he said that, I was like, no!
Marshall.
Oh my God! I had to rewind it like, wait, what happened? what happened? And it went through the whole thing. He was like, I saw you as a project, someone that I could help grow and nurture. And I was just like, not only did you say it, you actually put a definition behind
Oh, he
why.
meant that.
So you can't even say I didn't mean that.
Oh, he meant that. That wasn't even like I'm mad and
Right,
you say
that's
something
what I mean.
out of this. No,
He came up with a definition. He did a whole
meant
purpose
that.
behind it, why he chose her. And I was just like, woo! But he so eloquently walked that back. I was like, is this what's his cousin would be named? Jesse
Jesse Williams. She
Jesse
look like Jesse
Williams?
Williams, right, y'all?
That
like
is
y'all
his
let-
cousin. And he walked that thing back so quick. I was like, whoa, that was like whiplash. He just said project. You didn't hear that.
No, that's not what I meant.
You absolutely meant that, Marshall.
That's not what
You
I. At
absolutely.
least he didn't
meant
go
that.
back and try to gaslight. Like that's not what I said. That's not what I. It kind of little gaslighting,
little
right?
bit.
Because of how he was
He just
able to
knew-
manipulate the
he-
wording.
Yes,
right,
but
to
he
get out of
knew
it.
how that hit wrong.
Mm.
But I think he, even though he reworded it, he still said the same kind of thing. So it wasn't like he was saying something totally opposite. But he said he saw how he can help, like they can help each other with some of these things. So
Right.
I was like, wow, that was their demise right there.
It was.
Well, maybe the demise was the whole aggressive thing,
Well,
and he was kind of just now. I don't even care no more.
I don't know if he got to the point he didn't care anymore at that point just yet.
Okay.
Because, they right after that, they ended up making up a little bit. Like, was hugging and all of that.
Because
No, that's not that same
I
thing.
see a little bit of Chelsea and Marshall where he was like, I'm going to make this work. All the red flags are there with this crazy girl. Okay. And he was at the suit shop talking about this girl makes him feel like he is walking on air. After all of this? No. No.
But he's at the suit shop. Is she at the dress fitting?
No. And this is after all their fights. So I'm like, how do you say that?
Okay, because we even got to go back a little bit
Yes,
about how
we
we even
do.
got here, right?
Yes.
So we didn't mention that Kwame threw Chelsea a party. It was her birthday. They had a little get together.
Chelsea threw herself a party and
Probably.
Kwame was
Yeah.
pretending to be the host.
So, pretty much. So, the other couples were there. Some of the other pod people from the show up. And Josh shows up.
Why is Josh there?
Was he friends with them? Like,
First of
why
all, this is
all of a
produced
sudden?
because the
Of
producers
course.
paid for the party.
Of
So
course.
Josh and Amber are the only people that I saw that were invited from the pods that were not a part of the original couple.
That's it. Okay.
That's it. And they invited Amber because there could have been some drama, and they invited Josh because there could have been some drama. How you don't invite nobody else? Nobody. Chelsea don't know him at all.
Right.
Kwame could care less about this dude.
Because he is not his type of bro. Yes.
So why y'all starting stuff? So anyways, Josh finally goes up to, well, this is where I said Paul did not even look Amber's way. She was invisible.
Yeah.
Okay. And she
like,
didn't even
Amber
try
left?
nothing. She was just like having a
They
good
were
time.
over it. Yeah.
It's done. So Josh is drunk. Drunk.
Oh my God.
Drake lyrics and all.
Right.
Dangly earring, according to this. And goes up to Jacqueline and people and company.
Oh wait, even before we get there,
what happened?
because Marshall's there by himself initially.
Yeah, they come separate.
Jackie comes much later. We don't really find out exactly why they were not together coming, right? Was it still right after that fight?
No, because they had already came back,
right?
Yeah, I don't know.
So she's late.
This is why I say he was in La La Land because they were not getting along.
They were not.
But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I just want to inject that. So go ahead.
Yeah.
So now Josh comes up to her.
I don't even know what he was talking about. She looked like she wasn't even entertaining it.
She initially
she
was playing hard to get.
Oh, okay.
She was playing hard to get.
Yeah.
But she knew why he was coming up to her.
Yeah.
She knew. She heard that voice. I can't stand his voice. She heard that voice. knew it was Josh.
Yeah.
But you know, she had to act like she didn't see him and know who he was until he came to her.
Right.
And then, like Laura said, he starts talking Drake and Drake lyrics and a little dingling earrings. This is dingling. And he's just kind of like tells him about how much he cared for her, he liked her, and how this. And like Laura had said earlier, she was like, I didn't know none of this. Like,
right. You
where are you
none
coming
of this
from? All you told me was if I go with somebody else, you were gonna leave.
Right.
I had to sneeze. Right. So go ahead.
Ooh, there's bees out here.
Those wood carpenter bees. They don't sting.
You think I'm scared of flying stuff because they sting?
I mean, you don't like flying. They've been flying, so okay. That's how you see them.
I'm warning y'all. Y'all might see.
This gonna be Flo. She gonna be like.
Okay, sorry. Yes. So he's spitting woo 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 woo. And she's like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And they end the conversation. It wasn't even like a lot. He was just like, pick me. You know, if you have a choice, pick me. You can still pick me. You can pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. So that conversation ends. And we proceed to the second weirdest conversation we had on Love is Blind season 4. First one was Irina and Zach breakup. Okay. Now we have Josh and Marshall and the oddest, drunkest, weirdest. I don't even know what was. I can't tell you what was actually said, other than Josh goes up to Marshall, is talking a whole bunch of stuff way too close,
way too personal space,
hugging him, patting him on the back. Marshall is trying to get something to eat. Marshall got a plate in his hand like this, like, oh, okay. Okay, he's like, yeah, dude, cause dude, you know what I'm saying, dude, cause we was in the pod, you know what I mean? And Marshall's like, huh?
Again, like, wait, did we miss something? Were y'all bros? Like, really?
I don't know how the conversation ended, but as soon as the whole thing ended, he was like, that.
That.
Like, what in the heck was that?
He was like, I'm so confused. Why is this dude all up in my face like this?
It was weird. It was so like, are you okay, sir? Somebody call the ambulance. He has alcohol poisoning. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. But yes, so that whole situation happens.
Which, fast forward.
Yeah, we need to fast forward.
Basically,
I told y'all, there's bees, there's woodworkers. There's
basically,
okay.
She and Josh end up talking. Her and Marshall break up. Done. What we saw coming, basically.
But I did want to ask you about the whole ring situation.
The ring.
Because he asked her for the ring back. She says, nah, I'm not doing that. And I keep hearing that Love is Blind paid for the rings anyway. And possibly she has to get back the ring to Love is Blind anyway. But I think he just wanted to be like, we'll give you that
symbolism of it. Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, I figured that Love is Blind is going to be like, no, man, we need that ring back.
Right.
Yeah.
What you think?
You don't get that. But it's the symbolism of it, like, I gave you the ring. I proposed to you.
I'm sure there's a lengthy contract around everything that they have on this show.
Yeah.
So, anyways, done with them. Marshall, you lucked out. I know you went through this whole process, but you did not want to have to divorce this one. Okay? Ooh. Please. Let her go. Okay? Por favor.
Yeah, she... Oh, I guess, and then quickly. So she does go back and meet up with Josh, and tells him if he wants to get married, she ain't ready for that.
We knew that,
but they can date and see where that goes. So it'll be interesting to see.
And they kiss. And there's some weird timeline things with that too, because she's saying that was filmed way after the whole Marshall thing. But she told Marshall when they were breaking up that she just saw Josh. So it doesn't matter. Girl. Ew.
Still fresh. Okay? Everything was still fresh.
Ugh. Anyway, moving on from them. Yeah. We're going to a happy story. Yes. Tiffany and Brett.
From the beginning.
Listen, y'all still better be together, because this was our This, I know everybody's
Girl.
into Lauren and Cameron. I watched season 1
Because that
Okay.
was before we had Brett and Tiffany.
I understand, but Brett and Tiffany, Brett and Tiffany, Brett and Tiffany. Okay, we love it. We
Yeah.
love it. Can I say more? We love it
Yeah. From the beginning.
from the beginning.
In the pod.
In the pod.
Them talking.
Yes.
It was just.
Her falling asleep. I loved it. All of
And
it.
that was even like it was like girl, but it was cute.
It was so cute.
Because I was like, oh no, is he really that mad that he's not gonna do it?
He did seem very mad.
He did seem mad, right? But I think at the end of the day, he probably
'Cause
realized.
what else would have happened though?
Like yeah,
you know. But I think also it's also a test. Like she could have came back and been like, "What happened? Yeah, okay, I fell asleep." Like she could have been dismissive of it.
she
And
could have.
came in and she was just like, "I am so sorry."
I'm so sure when they watched that footage and he see how long she was sleeping, how they had to come get her, he was
Right.
like, dang, girl.
I mean, plus, what time was it? Because they said they filmed like
24
all
hours,
night.
yeah.
So
We
he
could have been
probably
late.
knew. Like, even though he was bearing his soul, but she's tired.
Yeah, she was tired.
Oh
and
my
probably
God.
been drinking a little bit, you know. Yeah.
Yes.
But from the beginning, that was their only little hiccup, right? And that's nothing. So they get out the pod, see each other, cute couple, right? Gorgeous
So
couple.
cute. Yeah.
I like that they were older, right? They kind of
Yes.
talk about that a little bit. How most of these shows they stick to these young kids and what have you. But my nephew's supposed to be coming home, so I'm keeping an eye out for him. But yeah, showing a little older couple, a more situated couple. Love that.
Yeah.
Forgot where I was going. My thought was this. Yeah, just overall cute couple.
So
Glad to see where they were able to get outside the pod and maintain everything. Like they really did not have no hiccups.
No. They're friends.
And I actually believe that they probably did. You know how sometimes we talk about how filming is and they try. I actually genuinely believe they really didn't. Of course, there's always gonna be minor things, but like nothing really for the show to grab at and try to. It just seemed like it was smooth sailing
everything.
For them.
Family, friends, everybody was in. Like her mom, her dad, his brother with that big old afro. But everybody was just like, they were like cautiously optimistic. It's not even like they were like, yes, oh, this is wonderful. They were like asking questions, feeling it out, and just looking at it like, okay, this looks okay. This looks good. Everybody was like Tiffany had real friends, unlike Micah, like who were like, we really love our girl.
We're
trusting that she is making a good decision. We're feeling you out, but not disrespectful in any way. So I was just like, I'm just like, y'all say yes.
Y'all better say yes. We're going to fly to Seattle and turn back time and make sure this happens.
And then they have this huge edit as if they're going to break up. They have Tiffany crying. They have, what you call it? Oh my God, my child. They have Brett saying, this should not happen on my wedding day. And I was like, oh, they stop playing with me. Stop playing. And that's a whole Taylor issue. And I was like, Brett. I know he a design. Maybe he's a designer. That's how he's in work mode or something.
Oh.
But I was like, sir, it's a suit.
Yeah. So he didn't like the way his pants fit. And it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours before the wedding. And it was such a big deal for him that he went to find a tailor to get the pants tailored to his liking, which I didn't go back to watch to see what those pants were like before. It was not, I'm sorry. I know it's your day and, they always talk about the bride and being a bridezilla, and it's your day as well, so you should have the right. But that didn't have to be it. But it worked out. Got the pants done. He's there. Of course, they both look beautiful when they're getting at the here she goes. When they're at the altar, and no surprise, they both say yes. They both are like, we want to get married and live happily ever after. Again, not a surprise. Hi. Are y'all coming on camera? Are we going outside? Okay. These are little kitties there. So yeah, so just a wonderful end to the season to see Brett and Tiffany say yes and look like the Browns, meet the Browns. It was just so
They
cute.
my cousins. Hey cousins.
Like everything was just so cute. So I'm happy to see the ending of this season and see that love story.
Oh my
Which I
gosh.
read this article, right, talking about them, and there was someone was telling a story about a black romance novel writer and how she went somewhere and a white woman came up to her and was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to read and find out that you meaning black people, you guys fall in love just like we do."
What?
Real quote. And so the article was talking about the importance of showing black love like this, and it's not struggle love. Like it is like we have love stories just as much as any other person, right?
Yeah.
They just show it more on TV for other people than they do black. Or if they do, it's very toxic, right? It's very
Or it's not
struggle.
like on a national platform because we have our channels. You know, there's like Spanish channels, there's black channels, but just to have like on something that everybody watches,
on medium like this,
like it's all diversity, like different people, whatever. But of course, see that.
Like, who would even think that? Like, but that's why we need to merge and bridge that gap, right? So you can see we are the same. We're human.
Yeah, that's what Love and Slime is doing.
Yes.
That's what Nick Lachey and
Vanessa.
That's
what they're doing. Mommy. So
okay, we're gonna
we're ending now. So we want to do our predictions, right?
Yes.
So tomorrow night is the live reunion.
Yes.
And so we want to say who we think are still together, who are not, or maybe who got together after the fact. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Kwame and Chelsea still together?
No.
Zach and Bliss still together?
Yes.
Tiffany and
y'all better.
we both like y'all better. Yes. And that's it, right? So we know Paul and Paul and what's girl named Micah. Don't know if they're gonna meet up with anybody else. So we have special guests, y'all. We're live on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Oh, why are you yelling? Yes, we're live on YouTube with some special guests here. But we're getting ready to wrap up. So if you're watching this later on, leave your comments. Let us know. We'll probably come back when we do Married at First Sight, or maybe do another quick Love Is Blind, talk about the reunion, so we can talk about it. Yeah. So leave your comments. Let us know what you think. Your predictions as well. Thanks for watching. Special shout out to Megan who is talking to us and SD. Yay! So see you guys next week for Married at First Sight.
Yes.
We'll just review both.
Yes, we'll do that.
Sorry. So this is a special
This
live.
last week wasn't all that anyway.
Yeah, so we'll just recap the last two episodes next Sunday, 4:30 live. That's our regular scheduled timing. Yes. So see you next week. And before we leave, we'll remind you to do what?
Protect your throne. Okay.
All right.